أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear friends, welcome to Idea Foundation Forum. Idea Foundation, under its Quranic research program, has been presenting its first serial program under the title Allah, Quran and Insan. We have discussed man versus Iblees, clash of good and evil, a historic legacy in 10 parts so far. The last we discussed was with reference to the prophetic mission performed by Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to fight out the elements of Ibleesiyat. Today we will discuss in part 11 the grand plan organized by Allah for the mankind. In the first instance, the man was accorded a status envious to the angels and the jinns. He was blessed with unique personality and knowledge that made him superior among the creatures. Iblis was given a lot of powers capable to degrade the man from ahsani takweem, means the best of stature, to asfala safilin, the lowest of the low. But the man was enabled to save his status and proceed with honor by pursuing the cause of Allah, as the Quran says in Ayat 6 of Surah At-Teen. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَلَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونٍ. Except for those who believe and do righteous deeds, for they will have a reward uninterrupted. What is reward uninterrupted? It is the next privileged status of the man in the hereafter, who could preserve his best stature, ahsani takweem, blessed to him at his creation. This point needs deep meditation to understand the purpose of this worldly life. Dear friends, in our discussion under research topic Idea 1AR2, we defined the purpose of the man's creation as to establish a just, peaceful and perpetually growing society, materially as well as intellectually, ensuring complete submission to Allah's will and well-being of the humanity based on justice, peace, prosperity and freedom. The man was created by Allah as his vicegerent on the earth. Knowledge, divine spirit and free personality were the three exclusive honors that Allah blessed to the man to give him distinction over other creatures and to accord him the status of vicegerent on the earth. Though the man was created of clay, but he was appointed vicegerent of Allah by according him the divine attributes of soul, divine guidance, conscience, knowledge, and free personality. The man is physical being because of his worldly outfit, and spiritual being as well because of his divine endowments and his future destination in the hereafter. As vicegerent, the man was to emulate Allah's great attributes, as Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Takhlaqu bi ikhlaqillah." It means adopt the character of Allah, adopt the nature of Allah. It is to shape our lives pursuing the great attributes of Allah. Allah is Allahul Khaliqul Bariul Musawwir. He is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. He is Alimul Basirus Sami. Allah is infinite in His character. Even seas of ink, oceans of ink, are not enough to describe his attributes. Thus, the man, being his vicegerent, has been given huge powers and ability to evolve his physical and intellectual domain. He is supposed to always remain on the broad way of growth, development, progress, and evolution, both in physical domain and spiritual domain as well. It is the negation of materialism. It is the refutation of determinism. And it is the rejection of individualism and egotism. Thus, Islam's view about the man and the universe are anti-classic. Please keep in mind. Look at the powers the man has been honored with. Alam tara anna Allah sakhara lakum ma fil arz. The man is blessed with free personality and great treasures of knowledge, spiritual, cognitive, creative, of all sorts, with which the man is desired to explore. As the Quran says, Sanurihim ayatina fil afaki wa fi anfusihim. Allah empowered the man with soul to keep him close to his divinity. Kulir ruhu min amri rabbi. So, dear friends, now recall our previous discussion when Iblees refused to prostrate before the man, before the Adam. Allah asked Iblees to explain why he disobeyed and rebelled against his will. He disobediently and arrogantly claimed his superiority over the man on the pretext of matter he was made of. He didn't understand the divinity of the action of Allah. His static mind could not appreciate the will of Allah for change and growth. He did not acknowledge the significance of knowledge. He didn't repent, neither had he sought forgiveness. His egotism and individualism pushed him in the quagmire of arrogance, disobedience, rebellion, and hatred, jealousy, and enmity of the man. He rebelliously challenged the wisdom of Allah for granting the man a privileged status, and he sought respite till the day of resurrection and power of dissuade the man from the right path if he could. But Allah asserted, listen, Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultanun illa man ittabaka minal ghawin. Indeed, you will have no authority over my servants, Allah is saying, except those who follow you of the deviators. So, dear friends, never forget the legacy of Allah or the legacy of good was the bedrock of the prophetic mission, which preached the oneness of Allah, divinity behind the man and the universe, justice, peace, progressivity, evolution, and the collective well-being of the humanity. The worldly life as a short span of test and trial, the faith in the hereafter, where the status of the man will be determined how well he adhered to the purpose of his creation, defying the temptations of Iblees. On the other hand, Iblees and his forces of evil have been determined to snatch away the privileged status of the man through worldly charms, delusions, and deceptions. For that, Ibleesiyat or the forces of evil have been employing their tools of materialism, determinism, individualism, elitism, despotism, and divisionism for concentration of wealth and power in their hands to manage the masses for their nefarious ends and designs. The prophetic message primarily emphasized faith on two basic realities. First, faith in the oneness of Allah and His absolute sovereignty over the matters of the man and the universe. Second, the reality of hereafter. This worldly life is of a very short span, providing the man an opportunity to prove his eligibility for the blessed status in the life hereafter. The Quran describes the nature of life in this world at several places in the Quran. Some are quoted here. Ayat 55 of Surah Ar-Rum reveals the nature of short span of worldly life on the spectrum of the universe. Listen. وَيَوْمَ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ يُقْسِمُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ مَا لَبِثُوا غَيْرَ سَاعَةٍ كَذَلِكَ كَانُوا يُؤْفَكُونَ. And the day the hour appears, the criminal will swear, they had remained in the world but an hour. Thus they were deluded. Ayat 36 of Surah Baqarah reveals the purpose of the man's stay in the world. وَلَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُسْتَقَرٌّ وَمَتَاعٌ إِلَىٰ حِينٍ. And you will have upon the earth a place of settlement and provision for a time, for a limited time. Dear friends, though this life is an abode of test and trial, yet it has been made very clear that the believers are not supposed to spend a life of seclusion and gloom, denying the worldly charms, pleasures, and enjoyment altogether. The man has freedom of action, conditioned with decency, morality, equity, balance, justice, order, and common good. Ayat 36 of Surah Baqarah, quoted here, along with several other Quranic references, explain the need of a balanced life. Balanced life. Iblees has built his legacy on the worldly charms, materialism, which attracts the man much more conveniently as his apparent outfit, sensual responses, and day-to-day material needs make him believe as a creature made of matter. The Quran reveals this truth as, listen, كَلَّا إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى أَنْ رَآهُ اسْتَغْنَى. No, but indeed man transgresses because he sees himself self-sufficient as if he is everything. Thus, the man's ignorance of his status in the universe, his relation with his Creator, his spiritual being and cognitive faculties is rooted in his materialistic outlook to life. To overcome this ignorance, he needs to give a deep thought to call upon the divinity of his self and the universe, or a prophetic intervention, divine guidance. But the elites mostly willfully promote materialism to undermine the faith in oneness of Allah or divinity behind the matter, so that they could protect the existing socio-economic and political order and exploitative governance. After establishing materialism as the final reality by detaching human personality from his spiritual connections, the man is made to believe him a helpless creature in the universe, accept the miseries, spiritlessly as his destiny. That is what we call determinism, a tool of the elitist to ensure that the status quo remains unchallenged. This is where man is relegated from the position of Ahsani Taqweem to Asfala Safilin. As we earlier discussed, life of the man on this earth has a fixed short span for preparation of the permanent life in the hereafter. As Quran says, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مُسْتَقَرٌّ وَمَتَاعٌ إِلَىٰ حِينٍ. Though he is supposed to spend his life in full, yet he is desired to remain within the guidelines revealed by Allah and spend his life fully pursuing the purpose assigned to him on his creation. With the birth of a man, his spirit is introduced in this spatio-temporal order of this earth. It lives within the physical body of man as his spiritual being for the short span of his life. When man dies, his spirit leaves this earth and moves to the next stage of its life along with his personality, with the performance sheet of his deeds. His body of the earthly dust stay back, while the spirit, the permanent element of life, takes its flight to the next phase of life. The fundamentals of the purpose of the man's creation were uniquely upheld throughout the prophetic mission. For that reason, all the three divine religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, are called Abrahamic religions, and each of the holy books validated the previously revealed book. Prophet Jesus Christ told his people that the religion pronounced by him was not a new religion. It was the renewal of the religion of Prophet Moses and Prophet Abraham. Ayat 50 of the Surah Al-Imran describes this point. وَمُصَدِّقًا لِمَا بَيْنَ يَدَيَّ مِنَ التَّوْرَاتِ. And I have come, Hazrat Jesus, and I have come confirming what was before me of the Torah. Likewise, reminding the continuity of the same prophetic message through the ages of Hazrat Abraham, Moses, and Jesus Christ, Allah intends the believers of all the Abrahamic religions to adopt the Quran, being the most updated, comprehensive, and assuredly protected divine message, especially when the previous divine books have lost their originality and authenticity. Ayat 13 of Surah Ash-Shura says, وَالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ وَمَا وَصَّيْنَا بِهِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى أَنْ أَقِيمُوا الدِّينَ وَلَا تَتَفَرَّقُوا فِيهِ. And that which we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, and what we enjoined upon Abraham and Moses and Jesus, to establish the religion and not be divided therein. I may invite my friends from all the religions to ponder, to think on each part of these ayat which urge our unity against the evil. We are desired to be friends of each other against the forces of evil, for peace and well-being of humanity. We have common faith in oneness of Allah and the hereafter, and the same purpose of creation. Our prophets had the same mission too. Moreover, Iblees is the enemy of the mankind, not of the Muslims only. Iblees swore to destroy the mankind, not to destroy Jews only, or the Christians only, or the Muslims. Forces of Ibleesiyat, forces of evil, are the common enemy of all of us. We must remain watchful of the treacheries of the Ibleesiyat as Allah forewarned the humanity in Ayat 27 of Surah Al-Araf. Listen, O children of Adam, not children of Jesus or Moses or Muhammad. O children of Adam, let not Satan tempt you as he removed your parents from paradise, stripping them of their clothing to show them their private parts. Indeed, he sees you, he and his tribe, from where you do not see them. Indeed, we have made the devils allies to those who do not believe. Before we conclude, I must remind about the chronic disease of the majorities of the people of every age who, knowing the truth, did not support the prophetic mission and preferred silence, either under the shadows of materialism and determinism or fearing loss of favor of the governing elites. Had they stood up against the evil, the good would have better prevailed. The world would have witnessed peace, prosperity, and freedom with greater equality. Let us close our discussion today with the recitation of Surah Al-Asr, which says, if the man desires to save him of utter loss in life, he should remain faithful to Allah, should do righteous deeds, and stand for the truth with patience and determination. وَالْأَسْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. So, dear friends, these programs are recorded both in Urdu and English. Their videos can be watched on ideafoundation.com.pk website or its YouTube channel and Facebook. Their written versions are also available on the Idea Foundation's website. Please note code number of this program, Idea 1A R3 Part-11. All friends are requested to subscribe the Foundation's YouTube web channel for the benefit of this noble cause. Thank you very much for participation. Allah Hafiz.